All right, if you're here with me, can I see you? Can I hear from you? If you can hear me, I want to be sure I'm not speaking to myself. Who is here with me? Hello? Hello? Anyone here? Good day. It's your sister again, Shakirat Oluokun, popularly called Always Shakaro. So I need to be sure I'm not speaking to myself. If you are here with me, can you please say hi and please leave me a comment of your location? I guess nobody is online yet, so I have to just run through the reason why I'm here. So good day, everybody. It's your sister again, Shakirat Uluokun, popularly called Always Shakaro. I hope you all can hear me. I want to be sure I'm not speaking with myself. So if you can hear me, I would have appreciated if somebody was online, but since I'm the only one online now, I'll have to continue still. So if you can hear me, please, when you join me, kindly tell me your location and leave me a hi. Thank you. I'd love to hear from you. I want to be sure somebody is listening to me. So, to those of us in Nigeria, it has been an overwhelming experience in the past few days. It has not been so encouraging, but still we have to rise. Yes, irrespective of whatever is happening to us. It might take time, it might take us years for us to recover from this loss, obviously, but we still have to rise. You still have to keep the hope alive. If you are just joining me, I want to be sure you can hear me, and please do well to leave me a comment of your location and a hi. Please, I want to be sure you can hear me. I'm not sure you can hear me. If you can hear me, can you please leave me a comment? Thank you as you do so. So in the past few days in Nigeria, it has been tough. It has been tough. We're just trying to put our heads up high despite the whole situation. So I'm here basically. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I'm glad to hear that. So it has not been so encouraging in Nigeria. So if you are wherever you are hearing me from, I want you to please remember us in your prayers. It has not been so appealing, especially having children around. I don't know what my son has been asking me series of questions that I don't even have answers for. So for the sake of our children and for the sake of ourselves, for our mental health, we have to be mindful of the things we consume, especially on social media. If you are going to come to social media, please make sure you come for a particular purpose and leave, because everything we consume automatically leaves an imprint on our brain. So be mindful of what you consume. Know yourself. This is why it's very important. Emotional understanding is very important in all situations. I found it that it has been overwhelming for me in the past 24 hours. I had to lock myself up without coming on social media. If you see me there, maybe I just come online to chat with my spouse on WhatsApp. So it's very important that we understand ourselves. In the past few days, it has not been encouraging. But for us to, as parents, we have to maintain our cool, especially because regarding the fact that our children will no longer be going to school, at least for the end of this week. We don't know what next week is going to be like. We are praying and hoping that the situation subsides and everything comes back to normal. When I say normal, I know that lives have been lost. I know that properties have been lost. We cannot get that back in days. When I mean normal, I mean that is we have our daily activities working again. So I want us, please, I need to be sure if you can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, can you please say that? Please, I want to read from us. I want to be sure you can hear me, please. So if that's the like I said I would love us to go back to our normal daily activities, that is living for our children to go back to their schools. Recently, we just resumed recently, and unfortunately, this is happening again. So it's going to even affect the children. Some children are already crying that they want to go back to school, they want to do this, they want to do that. So we have to be mindful. Even as spouses, we have to be careful of our interactions. Everybody is tense now. So it is our responsibility to deal with each other with more understanding, that everything that is happening now is having a toll on our emotions, and it is important that we know and we are more aware of the things that is happening to us. This is one of the reasons why I used to say that emotional understanding is very, very important. It is the extent to which you can understand yourself. Thank you very much, sir. I'm glad to hear that from you. The extent to which we can understand ourselves, that we can likely give other people excuses for their behavior. So understand yourself as parents. Try to understand that everything that is happening now is going to impact your relationship with other people. It's going to impact your relationship with your children. Shut down the TV if it is necessary for you to do that. In fact, no news is even good for the children this time, because they are already asking questions. They are already asking us questions that we ourselves cannot provide answers to. Try to understand yourself. Last week I began with the topic emotional intelligence, why it matters more than IQ. I'm sorry for the background noise. We are from this is Ibadan for you. Please don't mind the goats talking crying underground. So last week I started with the topic emotional intelligence, why it matters more than IQ. And I said that emotional intelligence is simply understanding yourself, understanding your emotions, and understanding that of others, and on that basis managing your emotions and trying to manage others. And I also, before I went off last week, because I left online without, when my phone went off. So before I logged off, I was trying to explain to us that the importance of emotional intelligence cannot be underrated and cannot be overemphasized. I said one of the importance is that it makes us understand ourselves. It makes us understand others around us. It gives us the ability to manage our emotions. And you agree with me that many of our relationships, in fact, as humans, we are social animals, and our relationship is based on emotions. Those that can manage relationship is because they are able to manage other people. They are able to relate with other people based on their emotions and their feelings. Until we start paying attention to our emotions, trying to understand how other people feel, trying to be more empathetic, that's when we can build relationships. The extent to which we can do these things is going to influence and impact on our relationship with other people. So the first thing that emotional intelligence has come to teach us is that we should first seek to understand ourselves. That's self-awareness. The second one is for us to self-management. Okay, now you have been aware, you are now aware of yourself, you now know yourself, you are trying to understand yourself better. How much can you manage yourself? The next one is for us to be the third point is resilience or motivation. These are the things that emotional intelligence will do for us. It's going to, because success in life does not come in a day. It takes years, it takes hard work. So during those phases of challenges, during those phases of up and downs, how are you able to maintain your cool? How are you able to keep on going even when things are not right? Nigeria, as a case study now, things are not going right, but yet we still have to keep our hopes alive that this country is going to become a great nation. So it is those who are wise enough, who are even aware of their emotions, that can even say that yes, this country is going to be great if we put in the right efforts. So those of us that are not so, that emotional intelligence is not so high, we will say no, this country cannot be great again. So whatever you believe, like a popular quote, I don't know, I can't remember the owner of the sayings. Whatever you believe is truth. If you say it is possible, it is going to be great, that is going to happen to you. That's the way you're going to see it. And if you believe it's not going to be great again, it's also right. So it's a matter of choice. Despite the hurdles and the ups and downs, we still have to believe that this nation is going to be great if we are ready to hold ourselves responsible and accountable with integrity. So the fourth point, after I mentioned the three domains of emotional intelligence. The first one is self-awareness. If you are here, you can write them down so I can know you are following me. Please, I want to read your comments. And the second one is self-management. How can you manage yourself? The third one is motivation or resilience building. The fourth one is the ability to is called what do we call it? So it's called empathy. How can you put yourself in the shoes of others? We've had series of people blaming those that went for the protest, that why do they have to go for the protest? They have been warned, it's not allowed, it's not encouraged, it's not good. Whatever position you have been holding, whatever you might, even though you are against the going or not going, this is not the time for you to start criticizing them. This is a time for you to show more empathy. Okay, right, they have disobeyed, they have gone to protest, they have gone to face the government, but does that mean mocking them now for their injury or for their deaths is the solution? So this is the time for us to show more empathy. Thank you very much, Asumade. Thank you for joining us. Asumade Biat Adeyeni, that's my doctor. Welcome, ma'am. So this is the time for us to show more empathy to other people, listen to people, understand that this time emotions are going to be playing. You see emotions playing out on people. People will say things they don't mean. People will throw fists. People will get angry. People will just act the way they like. Thank you very much for that. Yes, thank you for saying that, ma'am, my doctor. So it's important that we understand that, and we give people more. We put ourselves in other people's shoes. That imagine myself in that situation. How would I have felt? Just give people excuses and show more empathy to people. So our children, let's show empathy to them. The extent to which we can show them at the very early years of their life is going to leave a permanent imprint in their hearts. It's going to build the way their adult life. So many of those that don't show empathy to other people now, we can trace this back to their childhood, early years of their life. Because many people were raised without empathy. That's the truth. I was watching a video of those that went to rob in Surulere just yesterday. One of a very close boy that I can say is a younger brother to me, shared the video. And I was seeing people going to people's shop to break people's shop, take their goods, do all sorts of things to them. That's in Surulere in Lagos. So imagine that. This shows that people have not been raised well. When I tell people that our generation is a reflection of what they have put into us. This is not to mock or to blame our parents. They did the best they could do. But we are trying to tell us that we can do better, we can be more better, we can be more empathetic to people. We can raise children with more understanding. We can build relationship with our children based on on love and giving them a voice, instead of raising them in the either my way or the highway approach that many of us were raised. So it's time we go back to the drawing board and look at the things that was wrong with the past generation and try to bring them into perspective now and change things. Empathy is one thing that we must maintain as humans. That's one thing that distinguishes us from animals. Even animals shows empathy to one another. We have seen videos circulate about a particular elephant that was crying. I can't remember the video. I know it was passing the lesson from the video I learned was just empathy. So our attachment with our children in their early lives is going to influence their relationship when they grow up into adults. People will tell you you are spoiling a child. You are doing many of those things have been debunked by researchers. So we don't have to raise our children by disregarding their emotions, even the negative ones. The question is, how can we help them navigate those emotions? But how can we do that if we as parents ourselves do not know how to manage our own emotions? And unfortunately, many of us were not raised with understanding of our emotions. No, there was no room for expressing our emotions with our parents. That's the truth. We have to start telling ourselves the truth. So the last point on emotional intelligence is for us to be able to, one of the importance is that the fifth domain is for relationship management. All these things you are trying to learn is going to help us build relationship. Thank you for joining us, Ibrahim Ayobide. Thank you for joining. Can you please leave us a comment of where you are watching us from, and leave me a hi? Thank you. So we should understand that emotions is something that we should pay attention to. The more we pay attention to our emotions, the better the world is going to become. The better our relationship with other people. So I've mentioned the 5 major domains of emotional intelligence and how we can, and their importance and the role they play in human relationships. So the first one I mentioned is self-awareness. The second one I mentioned is self-management. Self-awareness is simply understanding yourself, understanding everything about you. Of course, you cannot understand yourself 100%. You are evolving human. Day by day we change. Experiences changes us. Experiences influences the way we behave. Of course, that is true. But to a reasonable extent, the more you pay attention to your emotions, the more you pay attention to yourself, the better you come to understand yourself. So I mentioned self-awareness. Self-management is the second one. Now you understand yourself. That's the first point. That's self-awareness. You now understand yourself. You now understand what triggers you. You understand when you are happy, when you are sad. You understand other vocabularies you can use for emotions, because many of us lack words to express our emotions. That's the truth. The only one we know is maybe sad, happy, cry, not sad, happy, disgust, and the primary emotions. But it's high time we start building our emotional vocabulary. You can use words like frustration, maybe first happy. I'm happy, and at the same time I'm also feeling frustrated. These are time for us to build that. So self-awareness is the first point. Thank you very much, man. Relationship management, Dr. Robiat. So the third one I said is empathy, and I said empathy is the third one I said is motivation or resilience building. That is, we need that to be successful in life, even in the hereafter. We have to continue to strive. For us to thrive, we have to continue to motivate ourselves to do the right thing, even when we don't feel like doing it. We have to continue to keep our hopes alive, even when things are not so appealing to us. And the first one I mentioned is empathy, and I said empathy is one of the things that connects us as humans. It's one of the things that makes us different from animals. Thank you very much for joining us, ma. Thank you very much for joining us, Majekodumi Bello Bashiro. So it's one of the things that make us humans. So how do you define somebody who does not show empathy to other people? That definitely that person is not human, because that's one of the things that distinguishes us from animals. How do you describe somebody that goes around hurting other people? How do you describe somebody that goes around breaking the shops of other people? How do you describe somebody that can face another human like him, and shoot that person? How do you describe somebody? These are things we have to start questioning ourselves. We have to make the future better. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much. We have to make the future better. The truth is that our generation is a reflection of what's have been put into us. Our generation is a reflection of what have been put into us. So we can make the future better for our children by paying more attention, by being more empathetic, by paying more attention to emotions, because we are wired for connection, and the basis of our connection begins when we start to pay attention to our emotions. Emotions matter, no matter what we have been told, no matter how we have been raised as a child. We have to understand that our emotions matter. And I said the last one is for relationship management. One of the things that emotional intelligence will do for us is our ability to manage relationships, to build relationships that last, that transcend beyond religion, racism, or prejudice. These are things that emotional intelligence will do for us. Your ability to maintain your cool, build relationship based on understanding and trust. So today, this is where I'm going to be stopping. We are supposed to have done this last week, but unfortunately, because I went off without planning, and because last week was so hectic for me, so I just decided to come and tell us this. Regardless of what is happening to us now in Nigeria, I want us to keep our hopes alive, and for the sake of our children and our mental health, I want us to please maintain our cool. Try to be more empathetic to other people. Try to shut off the TV, please. For the children, they don't have to know the news. My son have been showing the tendency of anxiety in the past few days, and I'm trying to control the rate at which I myself I log on onto social media, because it's very very sensitive. Once you hear a little sound, it's up. Mommy, can I come and see? I'll say no, don't see. You cannot see. It's not healthy for you. We have to understand that our children are very sensitive, especially the younger ones. Please, let's try to make sure that they are stable. Don't let them consume news. They don't need them now. They will ask you questions. They have been asking me questions in my home, and I'm trying to give them a reasonable answer. I'm trying to explain in a way that it does not affect their reaction, because it's very important that they are stable in this time. And remember again that they are not going to be going to school. Maybe in the next 1 week, we don't know what's going to happen. We are only praying that everything subsides soon, so that we can continue our normal life very soon. But in case it's not going to happen, we have to be mindful of our relationship with our children. Please, let's understand that emotions matter. We should create time to talk about emotions with our children. These are one of the things we are going to be discussing in this series. It's a series. It's going to continue every Thursday by God's grace. So we have to pay attention to our children's emotions. Let's give them for an environment that is connected, not just living life as if we are not humans. Let's pay attention to emotions. These things matter. These are the things that define us. These are the things that make us who we are. These are things that make us different from animals. So it's high time we start raising a generation of children who understand themselves and who understand other people. Remember that emotions matter, and if you do not live your life on your own terms, you are living it on other people's terms. That's truth. If you don't live life deliberately on your own terms, you are going to live it on other people's terms, because people will write the script for you. The question is, are you willing to write your script for yourself, or you are willing to live life based on the script life I've handed onto you? Believe me, it's a choice. It's a choice that we all can make. You can decide to write your own scripts and deliberately work on yourself to do the things that align with your values, regardless of what life or what people are doing to you. In all that you do, please be purposeful. Be more than a parent. Be purposeful. Thank you. Once again, emotions matter. I don't know if there's any question. We have come to the end of today's session. If there's any questions or any clarification or contribution, I would like to hear from us. It's almost 30 minutes already, and this session is supposed to be 20 minutes actually. So if you are still here with me, if there's any question you love me to answer, please drop it, whether now or later, immediately you finish watching this video. Thank you once again for joining me. So we'll come again next week, till I come away again next week. I hope you keep yourself safe, and I hope you live a life of purposeful existence, and I hope you have a life filled with connection and creating beautiful memories. Remember, we are all memories. In the end, we are going to become memories. In fact, now we are memories. We are only writing it ourselves. That's why I said it's that you live your life based on your own scripts, or you live it based on the scripts life is writing for you. Either ways is our choice. Always remember that you have a choice, regardless of the situation. Thank you very much. Bye.